Have you ever heard words from your own child that felt like a knife to the heart? Maybe they said, "You were never there for me," or perhaps, "You didn't do enough." Even if you know deep inside it isn't true, those words can sit heavy in your chest. When blame comes from the very person you gave your life for, the sting doesn't fade quickly. And if that's happened to you, I want you to know something very important. You are not alone. So many parents in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s are quietly carrying guilt that doesn't really belong to them. Adult children, in their anger or pain, sometimes turn and place the blame on the easiest target, the parent. And yet you were the one who gave up sleep, worked late, missed out on your own dreams, and sacrificed without keeping score. So today, let's talk about what you can do when those accusations come. Not to argue, not to prove yourself, but to protect your peace and maybe, just maybe, open the door to healing. The first moment matters most. When your son or daughter throws those painful words at you, your natural instinct might be to defend yourself, to explain, or to argue. But that usually only adds fire to fire. Instead, pause, take a breath, and then say these words. "I'm sorry it felt that way. That was never my intention. I'm listening." Simple words but powerful. They acknowledge your child's pain without surrendering your truth. They calm the storm instead of fueling it. One woman I knew, Linda, tried this with her daughter after months of tension. To her surprise, the shouting softened. Her daughter kept talking, but the fight was no longer a battle. It became a conversation. After that first moment, your job is not to fix. I know that sounds strange, because as parents, we've spent our whole lives fixing, patching up skinned knees, solving problems, finding answers. But when your child is grown, trying to fix often makes things worse. What they want, more than a solution, is to be heard. So instead of explaining or defending, just say, "I hear you," and mean it. Sit with the discomfort. Let them speak. You don't have to agree with their version of events, but you can hold space for their feelings. Sometimes the greatest gift you can give is silence, presence, and patience. There's something else that helps. Remembering the gap between intention and perception. You might have meant to be strong, but your child remembers you as cold. You might have thought you were protecting them, but they felt controlled. Same home, different experiences. That doesn't mean you failed. It simply means your story and theirs don't look exactly the same, and that's okay. The gap is not proof of failure. It's proof that you're human. But what if the blame keeps coming over and over? What if their words turn cruel? This is where boundaries come in. Not walls, not silence, but clear, kind lines. You can love your child and still say, "I will not let you speak to me that way." You can stay open and loving while also protecting your peace. And if the conversation crosses into disrespect, you can gently end it. "I love you, but let's talk later when we're calmer." That's not selfish. It's self-care. At your age, your peace matters as much as your love. And here's something many parents struggle with: letting go of guilt. Some feel that if they stop feeling guilty, they'll stop caring. But the truth is the opposite. When you release guilt, you make more room for patience, warmth, and genuine love. Try a simple practice each day. Place your hand on your heart and say, "I did what I could with what I had. I am still learning. I am not a bad parent." These words, repeated often, can soften the heaviness you've carried for years. So where does that leave you? With choice. You can continue replaying the hurt in your mind, or you can decide to create a new chapter. A chapter where you keep your dignity, where you listen without blame, where you hold boundaries with kindness, and where you let go of guilt but keep love. Your children may not see it right away. They may never fully understand, but they will notice your calm. They will notice your strength. And one day, they might look back and realize what you were trying to do all along. And even if they don't, you can still be proud. Proud of how you chose to respond, proud of how you protected your peace, proud of the example you set. You are not the villain in someone else's storm. You are a parent who tried, who sacrificed, and who still chooses love. That is enough.